Hey everyone, this is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design. And today we have a special program I am very excited to share. Now, as an editor constantly reviewing work to publish, I'm always looking for that something special, that completely unique idea in a project that elevates it to the extraordinary. And it takes the collaboration between brilliant creative minds to make it a reality. So today, we're going to talk to 3 of those talents and dig into an amazing project we just featured, the Mission Bay campus of Uber. You heard me. Okay, I'd like to introduce our guest. We have Nicola Casale. She's the Vice President of Yellow Goat. Yellow Goat? You're going to hear all about them. They've been creating award-winning lighting, screens, sculptures. There's so much more than those words for every segment of the market in our industry. And we have Jenna Szczech. She's the associate at RMW Architecture and Interiors, and their studios in San Fran, San Jose, and Sacramento. And then we have Tracie Kelly. She's the Director of Workplace and Real Estate at Uber's headquarters in the Bay Area. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Cindy.
I'm so excited to see all of your beautiful shining faces and to talk about creativity at its best and then see it realized in a project like Uber. I can't even tell you how excited I am. All right, so Nicola, we're going to start with you. And I want to talk about the wonders of Yellow Goat, because you guys are a treasure. You know, I don't know if you realize this, but when you started, it was the really early days of my career as an editor. And I started to see the work, and it was an absolute thrill. And then all these years of growth and so many projects, it's really something special. So I want you to give us a snapshot of the company.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for having us, Cindy. We're so honored and excited. And thank you for those amazing words about our company. We have definitely tried to carve out a rarefied space in the industry to partner with our clients and create these insanely creative and amazing and authentic designs that excite the community, maximize value, and really launch our clients into a new project stratosphere.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Like, what you do is, I kind of say, like, you're in the wow, you're in the like really wow, jaw-dropping wow business, but also the communications business, because you're so in tune with your client. And then you're in that collaboration business because you're working with so many amazing architects and designers. It's that relationship, which, by the way, is not easy to do because every project is a new idea and a new adventure, right?
It absolutely is. And it's really important for Yellow Goat to come into the project early so we can hear the goals of the client, the developer's goals, and the architects and interior designers' goals. It's everybody working to the same goal, but really breaking down the message and the branding that they want to achieve through a storytelling piece. And that's really exciting for us. And it's behind everything that we do. And we love adding to that creative process.
Yeah. Wait, so how many years in the business?
So we launched 20 years ago in Australia, but we've been here in the States for 10, and it's been absolutely incredible to watch the company grow and be a part of projects like Uber and so many high profile projects that are published in your magazine. And we've won some amazing awards for product as well, with interior design. And it's a privilege to be held in that regard in our industry and be a major player there.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna say it. Like, there are many times we're publishing something that we actually don't know it's you, right? Because we're looking at, you know, beautiful finished photography, and then we find out it's like, oh my God, it's Yellow Goat again. Oh wait, I have to ask, what does the name mean?
I knew it was coming. So actually our founder, Jersey, he was an artist, and he created this amazing painting, which was a yellow goat 20 years ago. And he used it as his mascot when he launched this company. He thought it was quirky and fun and playful and would be memorable. And absolutely, I think he achieved that, because we definitely hear that feedback all the time about how it's such a fun name, but what does it mean? And it definitely catches everybody's eye.
For sure. And by the way, I lived in Australia many, many years ago in Perth. So I'm very connected to you guys on every level.
We
Now,
love that.
Jenna, I want to talk to you about this. The collaboration between the architect and a company like this, it's like you create magic together. I mean, how excited were you to be working on something so special with them?
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I think this project, you know, we needed something to wow the users and to draw people to the spaces that were using Yellow Goat. And, you know, those elements really are wow factors in the space. And so we knew, you know, automatically when we're designing a space and we're creating and sculpting the architecture, we're like, well, here is a point where we need something to draw the users through that journey of the space. And, you know, we worked with Yellow Goat, RMW. We have a great relationship with them. I think we just finished a project recently. And so that connection and that comfort level with the collaboration just really comes easy to us. And these two pieces, designing with that idea of let's make an important moment, let's make that, you know, wow moment. Was a no-brainer.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of funny. Like we all say like, wow, you know, it's hard not to go into a project that has something like that and not say the word wow. I mean, wow is probably a very way overused, but somehow it fits it. Okay, so Tracie, I want to get to the client now. What are you thinking? Let's first talk about Uber and the growth and the new, you know, moving into this space. Give us a little background on where you were and where you were moving towards.
Yeah, sure. So, you know, the past several years have been really this race to keep up with our growth. And, you know, that really meant just getting space as fast as we could, maybe some paint and carpets, and let's get some folks in there. And planning this campus, which kind of came in a couple different parts, gave us the opportunity to be all together, and also to, you know, to stay in our home city of San Francisco. So, you know, we took all of the learnings, all of the trials and tribulations that we've had in all these spaces, and we were able to really, you know, with a partnership of our design partners, come up with some really informed decisions about what we wanted this campus to be. So it's been good so far.
I mean, you said something that just rings so important, which is that upstarts that end up becoming like, you know, becoming movers, like really shaking the industry, right? It does start out like that, right? Paint and carpet. And when you grow into yourself and what you can be is when it seems like there's so many of the best companies, I'm putting you in that category, where you want it to then become like a sophisticated and a real space for your people to experience. It's in a completely different way than it used to be.
100%. We actually got to put our own culture into this campus, which is a really big deal. You know, when you get sort of whatever's available on the market, and in San Francisco, you know, it's been crazy trying to get whatever you can. It's great. Let's just take it, and be able to take that and translate it into something that you actually want and that actually serves your employees in a way that helps them grow and be productive and enjoy coming to work. You know, it's a real gift, honestly.
Yeah. So let's talk about this relationship right here. And I sometimes think about like, wow, how does RMW get Tracie to say yes to, you know, to some ideas that you're not going to see it. You're not going to go online and be able to see it. You know, it's something completely original. And it's also very powerful. I mean, honestly, like I did not know our opening spread is Yellow Goat, and I didn't know. I just knew it was spectacular. So then of course I'm like, oh my God, of course it's yellow coat, but how do we get to a yes? Jenna, how do you get Tracie to say yes? Tracie, how do you feel comfortable with the whole process and making that happen?
Yeah. You want to go first on that one?
Sure. Yeah.
How do you get me to say yes?
I'd love to hear your opinion, but I mean, we've been working with Tracie and Uber for a really long time. And I think we've developed a great relationship through all of the meetings and all of, the collaboration. They've given us a lot of feedback on, what their employees need and what they want and what will make them feel comfortable in a space. And I think, when we're starting to develop the design, we're creating it in 3D and are really working through the experience. Yeah. And that's the point of design is, what is the experience? What is the function? What is the beauty of this space going to be? And we tried through every week to create it in 3D visualization for Tracie to see and present it in a way that's, thoughtful and methodical for them to understand. And Tracie has a design eye and is from the architecture world, so she knows from that way. So I think we started that relationship very quickly, and I think there was a trust there.
Yeah, Tracie, first of all, a big shout out to you, because you need to create something new, something original. You need an advocate on the client side who is going to fight for design. I hear it so many times with young people, young designers and architects, where I say, you wouldn't believe it, because the mentors that you see, the architects that are starchitects, they still have to fight for design. It doesn't go away when you're doing something for the first time. So a big shout out to you. Did you feel comfortable? Let's talk about, so there was the event space and the cafe. Were you excited by these? It's like kind of architecture in the space.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they had a really big challenge because a lot of major touch points come together at this intersection. Right. It's also the first point of contact once you pass the lobby into, truly Uber space. And, it really wants to be directional without being overt, without having a sign plastered there. So how can you do it in a really beautiful, artistic way, yet still, have all of these sort of points come together in a symbiotic way? And I think they really did an excellent job of coming up with curvilinear lines with soft pattern and colors that ease you into the space without really having some giant gesture that maybe it doesn't age well, and so it wasn't a hard sell.
Right. Uh-huh. And Jenna, let me ask you, were you like, what's the conversation between you and Nicola or whoever you're working with at Yellow Goat? Mm-hmm. Did you start with the screen? I love that you say it's a screen, because everyone thinks it's a screen. It's not a screen. It's architecture. Yes. But was it the screen first and then the cafe, or was the cafe and then the event space? How did that work?
Well, the screen is on the first floor, and that is, the biggest gesture. It is a big event destination point. And yeah. Tracie, you said it beautifully. That is a decision point, and you want people to enter and see the screen. And so when we, were sculpting the space, we brought our inspiration images and told Yellow Goat, this is kind of what we're thinking, but we did not have a perforation design. We kind of just had this inspiration for the space, and, working on that collaboration with Yellow Goat was, key to get that movement that we wanted to draw you through from that decision point to the elevator lobby or to the event space entry. So there are a lot of points, and I think that movement that we created with the perforations was really important.
Wait, so Nicola, how did the perforations happen?
Sure. Well, when we were developing with Jenna, I remember her bringing this concept to me, and I was so excited because we've done a lot of screens, but nothing on the scale and with this much intent and beauty, and especially for such a heavy hitter client, like this is a dream job. So when Jen and I talked about it, we felt like adding backlighting and the perforations would really make it pop and become extremely dimensional. You have a play on shadowing, and with our lighting ability, it was really easy to create a full turnkey solution that was from a fabrication standpoint, easy to build, but also easy to install. And that was very important. And I think the perforations and the movement and the pattern just really brought this thing to life. It just really creates an amazing statement when you walk in this space. And I think without the lighting, it wouldn't have created the impact that everybody was looking for.
Yeah. And I understand the material's aluminum, right?
Correct. It's aluminum. We powder coated it. Jenna and I thought it would be really great to just keep the color pretty simple and let the pattern speak for itself. So it laser cut and backlit with LED.
So tell us, so give us a little nuts and bolts, like how long did it take? How many panels were there to put together?
Yeah, so it takes about 14 weeks to make in our studio right outside of Toronto and Cambridge. I think there were almost 35 panels that created the entire sculpture. We played around a lot in 3D to make sure that we were following the lines of the architecture and ensure that it met Jenna and Uber's goals. So it's just fabulous, and we're so excited.
And Tracie, do they get you when they say something like, oh, but the perforations are like an ode to the Bay? Like there's always meaning in everything.
They did a really smart thing and read our brand guidelines, because at the core of our, culture is movement. And that's exactly what that, that patterning and the perforations, sort of has a nod to. So again, easy sell. They did their homework.
Yeah. I love that. So tell me, Nicola, was there something that was a problem that you had to resolve or solve that you could share with us?
I don't think there was a problem. I think it was just a challenge to be able to follow the curvature of the space and also fabricate it on such a grand scale. We had to think about seaming and the way that the material comes together. And of course, as designers, we all hate seams, and we do not want those to be at the front and center. So I think it was trying to think about the way the material would be fabricated, that we could hide the nuts and bolts. So it really felt seamless. And I think we definitely achieved that in the final installation.
I mean, it looks like from the imagery that everyone is like dancing around this piece. It looks, like how could it not be there, right, Tracie?
No, it's really beautiful. And I tell you, we've been, we've had the office open now for employees and volunteers for several months. And I just love seeing people working in front of it, interacting with it, getting coffee, feeling comfortable, having conversations. It just seamlessly blends in, into your daily experience, which has been super fun to see.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Really, what it's like these are like miracles. I mean, it takes a lot of work on every end, but then it's like, a sculpture, a one-of-a-kind sculpture, and you keep doing it. Yellow Goat, I love the name. over and over again. It's really unbelievable. Okay. All right. I can't help it. I'm like so enamored. All right. So that piece, then you work through this other idea, which is, tell us the challenges and what you were trying to solve in terms of the cafeteria.
The cafe ribbon. Yes. So that is in the dining area in the cafe. And it has that same concept of movement in it, the journey through the space, and it's really driving you through the whole dining area. The dining area was kind of separated in 3 areas, and we wanted to tie it all together. And a lot of the event spaces and gathering spaces all have that same language to it. And this is no different. It has, the ceiling undulates with that ribbon, and it connects to the floor that undulates through that space.
I love that. I love that they, like you said, there's similar language, but one, the perforations, almost like the rods came out of the perforations or whatever, and became the ceiling in the in the dining. What do you call it? The
dining room. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. So give me some, Nicola, give me some specs on that.
Sure. Well, I love that the piece, the concept, as Jenna mentioned, was really to pull you through. And, when you turn the corner, it's still, spiraling through, which is so amazing. And I think the piece is almost 133 feet long. It has just a little under 3,000 frosted acrylic rods that comprise this piece. So it's very detailed, and we were really able to achieve the density that we wanted, which is such a celebration. I feel like most of the time we're trying to pull back, but in this case, it was just such a beautiful way to reflect the light. But also, again, the finishes are subtle, and it's not eye-popping color, and it really is just a natural sort of transgression through the space, and it's just supposed to really add a bit of sparkle. Above,
a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting, the number of rods, because I'm like, how did you decide not one more rod?
Right. It was, and the rendering really, when we were working on the 3D visuals, it doesn't do it justice. You don't really understand how many rods there really are until it's installed, but it's incredible. And we chose to keep the finishes even of the suspension very subtle as well, to really blend in with the ceiling. So the rods are really the focal point of the design, and the rest of it fades into the background. So
Tracie, what was it like during, were you there during the installation of that?
For parts of it, yes. And you never, I always say, careful what you render, because you really want it to look like what you've seen. And they did a really excellent, as soon as they started installing it, you could see it, it really come to life and to fruition.
Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations, you guys. All right. I want to talk about this, this idea, interior design is almost 90 years old. We're looking really good for 90. And I say it was only in the past maybe 15 years that everyone wants to all of a sudden talk about the workplace. And we've been covering it for 90 years. And, obviously it took a hit over COVID, but innovation we see in the workplace when we're looking at, like elements or installations, these are like art and installations like this. It is really the minds of the future of design are in the workplace. We see different versions of it that end up in a residential project, but that's way later, and this kind of care that's being taken, in spaces where we want people to come back to the workplace is really so critical in the future. So how are you, Tracie, how are you guys thinking about the workplace?
Yeah, it's a great question, and one that we've been talking about, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And, I really think it's an exciting time to be in both design and in workplace, because we've all been thrown into this experiment together globally. And so we're all kind of trying to figure out what's next in real time. I always like to say we're building the airplane while we fly it. And truly we're doing that. And it's as challenging as it's been, it's exciting to think about, what does hybrid actually mean? What does it look like when you have part of your team remote? How do you continue to have that trust building and that collaboration if some of your team members are not in person all the time? And I think, there is a lot of work that has been done pre-pandemic that is still really applicable now.
Yes.
People still miss one another. They still want to work together. And Zoom fatigue is a real thing. So, the truth is we don't have all the answers right now, and we're learning. And this is a really exciting time to be in the observation phase of this.
I agree. That's the thing. I get so proud of our industry because there were so many good moves, good thinking that happened before the pandemic ever happened. And, in some cases, like I kind of go like, all right, so there are so many good things that, maybe squishing everybody together wasn't the best thing, but that was more of a real estate thing. But I think the designers and architects kind of got pushed into that, to tell you the truth. So now that's away. And now the sustainable conversation is something that's like the baseline. Like designers and architects don't have to like push that, because now it's just going to be. So thank goodness. So there's so many exciting, I was doing a roundtable this week, and a designer friend said it. He said, every place is the workplace these days,
That is true. That's really true.
Yeah. So, and by the way, Tracie, I'd love you to recognize there were other folks on the project, because it's an amazing project.
Yes.
Like our friends at Shop, right? And Huntsman.
Yeah, we had, and even on the Uber side, certainly it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
We've had amazing
no, Tracie,
designers.
it was all you.
Just me, all by myself. Absolutely. Shop did a beautiful, those buildings are absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Really, they are. And we're lucky we had such an amazing foundation to work with for the interior portion of it. The vernacular was there, and such a, great, not even starting place, but just continuing of their work. And same with Huntsman's work in 3 and 4, also unbelievable and beautiful. And we're just so proud of all of it. And honestly, everyone got along so well.
That's what
I've never worked on a project.
That's how we were hearing too, because because we were trying to piece the whole story together. We could get complicated, and everyone was so lovely. So that's definitely a testament to you, also you as a client. So again, hats off to you. I do want to ask, so this project is a big hit, and it's gonna shape what's happening. We don't have all the answers. It's so true. But I did want to get back to Nicola. I did want to get back to something really special. That this is your favorite for sure. This is your favorite.
Yeah, of course.
But you've done so. The reason why Jenna has a relationship with you is because you all collaborate and work on these really special projects together. It makes you want to do more and more. So I just want to know, besides these, like 1 or 2 of your favorites, and Jenna, think about it too. Okay.
Ooh, okay. We're very excited. We have some beautiful fixtures at the Netflix Hollywood in Los Angeles. So that'll be really fun to share once we have the photos. I think that was just such a special, cool client, especially with the pandemic. Everybody has really been gathering around Netflix. We've all spent a lot of time with them. And also, we have done some amazing work with some of our favorite retail partners, Sephora being one of them. They're such a great client of ours as well. We've had the opportunity to really roll out a lot of special, specific designs for their spaces. And I'm a Sephora lover, so of course, they're one of my favorites as well. But like I said, we just have so many amazing clients and opportunities to create these special moments. And we're just honored and grateful when they come calling, needing something extremely original and authentic. I think authenticity is at the core of what we do. It's really important to us. We really want to be different than everyone else. And how can we disrupt the lighting design industry and just totally create these jaw-dropping installations? And our partners really allow us the trust to do that. And we can't thank them enough. So many projects, too many to name on this call.
I know. Well, Jenna, what have you worked on in the past that's sort of a favorite?
Well, we just finished the ISI project, and that was actually in the magazine a few months ago. But those two products are beautiful. Whenever I see, that installation, it's just jaw dropping, and I love, just standing underneath those pieces. It's just an amazing feeling and experience.
It's so funny because we say, great photography rules the day. It does when you want to get published. But maybe it's like having an installation with Yellow Goat that's like I don't know. But Tracie, even as Nicola is talking about other projects, it's different, right? Because no one's going to have anything like what you have. Yours is completely custom. and completely meant just for Uber.
Yes, that's always a special piece that that you get to have in a campus. And we're really lucky to have been able to work with both RMW and Yellow Goat on that. And to be able to have that sort of timeless installation that, will mark this project as we move forward. So very exciting.
One last thing, Nicola, I want to say that you all are big supporters of Be Original, and a big shout out to Be Original and Beth Dickstein, and because that is what we talk about every single day, about how to do that, and you as a company live that for your clients, who seem to be delighted by the results, and you're always pushing the boundaries, pushing the scale. Is something we always talk about. Scale, make it bigger, but just the right size.
Yes,
And I applaud all of you. An unbelievable project. Tracie, we were absolutely honored to publish it. Jenna, congratulations on such an extraordinary work of art. Nicola, for being an amazing collaborator. I mean, this is it for me. This is what design is all about. When this happens, and smiling faces at the end. So I can be the fourth smiling face.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I can't wait to see what's next.
Yes, and we would love to host you anytime, Cindy.
Oh, I love that.
In person, yeah.
Yeah, when we could get together, oh boy, when we really can get together, you know what I mean? Good.
Yes.
Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Cindy. This has been so great, and it's so great to hear your perspective and your thoughts, and we really appreciate. Thanks to, of course, Uber and RMW as well. Yellow Goat is just so honored, and we just love working with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Great design discussion. Love it.
Exactly. I love it too. Okay, let's come back tomorrow. All right.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.